Last time out, we had back-to-back wins and clean sheets. Today, we have our second Champions League phase match day. And if we can win this one, we could say we're off to a good start. Hello and welcome to episode 54 of Irons in the Fire as we try and make West Ham good and great again. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have games for you against Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League phase match day 2, and then we play Chelsea in the Premier League, and that is match day 7. Local rivals Chelsea, of course, but we'll see how it goes. Those 2 wins in the last episode, a 5-0 against Sheffield Wednesday and a 4-0 against Leeds. 9 goals without reply leaves us like this in the table as it currently stands. Arsenal top. Everybody played 6, by the way. Arsenal top on 15 points. We're second on 13 points. And Manchester United are third, also on 13. Newcastle also on 13, but we're just ahead of them on goal difference. Then come 3 teams on 11 points: Aston Villa, Crystal Palace and Chelsea. And just outside the European places at the moment, Liverpool, Manchester City down in 10th. They're having a bit of a torrid start to the season. Leicester, Luton and Bournemouth in the relegation zone at the moment. More about that in just a few minutes' time. Don't forget, if you do enjoy today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with everything that is going on. And leave me a comment. Just let me know what you think of the series so far. It's all a big help here on YouTube as well. Thank you very much to all those of you who have subscribed to date, and don't forget you can follow what's going on this channel as we bring new stuff out and new series and so on. After this season here at West Ham, we will have a new series, so more news about what that's going to be if you follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at JustOffsideFM. Right, we're going to get straight into it because there isn't a lot to tell you. Well, there might be, actually. We'll come back to it in a moment. Dortmund and Chelsea are 2 games today. Dortmund, I don't think we've played them before. We haven't played them before in this series, so a bit of an unknown quantity. Chelsea, we're at Stamford Bridge today. We've played them 4 times, beaten them 3 times. One of the 4 games was a draw. That was at Stamford Bridge, but last time out at Stamford Bridge we beat them 3-0. Souček, Samadic and Soufal on that occasion, all in the second half, 0-0 at half time. So it's one of those. We need to be on our best today, otherwise we could get caught out against them. They're currently 7th in the Premier League. Right, just a couple of things just to check in on. Fitness. Of course, that injury to Samadic last time out is going to be out for 12 days to 3 weeks. Vitic should be back in about 4 days' time. Won't be ready for this one, but should be ready, hopefully, for our game against Chelsea. And Upamecano, who'd picked up a bruised shin, he should be all right for today. I don't think there's anything else much to tell you. So I think with that, I think what we'll do is we will get in. We'll just check the Champions League phase. It is early days. Everybody only played 1 game up to now. I think there are games tonight. We're playing tomorrow. So there are games tonight. We'll come back and do a full roundup after we've played our game. But we're currently 5th, having played that 1 game, 1-3. So as a group of teams, having won in their first matches, a few teams only got a draw, and then obviously the teams that didn't win. But that could all change as we go into this one. I do think I mentioned might have been the last episode when we were talking about, or might have been the episode before, about who's won in this previously, and I think we talked about Bayern Munich possibly, because Paris Saint-Germain are playing Bayern Munich, and actually it was 2 seasons ago. It was the first season that we were here at West Ham, not last season. Paris Saint-Germain beating Real Madrid last season to win it, and they're obviously after a hat-trick of wins in the Champions League this year. So that's what they are about, or trying to do, and they will be working their way towards that, playing Benfica today in today's episode. Right, we'll get on with it. We will come back with the team that faces Borussia Dortmund in this one. Borussia Dortmund, I don't think we can tell a lot about them because we haven't got the league set up in this particular save, but they do play in a sort of a yellowy kit, and their third kit is yellow as well, which seems a bit strange. And here we are facing Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund in this Champions League phase, match day 2. Mazzuglia in goal, Parisi, Todibo, Upamecano and Gomez. Defensive line, Schlager, Ward-Prowse and Souček in midfield. Kudos is sat behind Bowen and Abraham up front, and then Trubin, Zuma, Kahera, Watkins, Wagnerman, Friedel, Paqueta, Emerson, Fwami, Sawyer, Tarima and Fulson on the bench. We're playing quite 4 youngsters, mainly because we are a bit short with injuries and so on and so forth. So it's not doing us any favours. And here we are back at London Stadium for this one, and we're playing our usual formation. Borussia Dortmund playing a 4-3-3 with a defensive midfielder, Emre Can. And they'll be playing in yellow tops tonight. And our first highlight comes Gomez back to Todibo. Todibo, it's been a very cagey affair up till now, and we haven't had a lot of the ball. Mazzuglia. Ward-Prowse. Parisi. Thought he'd lost the control of that ball then for a minute. Parisi cuts it back for Xavier. Bowen! It's lovely shot from Bowen. He's 4th of the season. And it was a rocket, really, in the end. And on 42 minutes, we take the lead. We've sucked up all that they've thrown at us. And just our first highlight of the game. And Bowen doing an absolutely wonderful. And that's just that one highlight in that first half. We've had one shot, one on target, 0.03 of a XG. 50% of the possession. They've had 4 shots, 1 on target, 0.38 and 50% of the possession. If that's how it goes, that's how it goes. And with 17 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes, Joe Gomez has come off. He's tiring for some reason. Wagnerman comes on for him, and James Ward-Prowse, who wasn't having a good day in that central defensive position, has been replaced by Schlager. They have a corner. 79 minutes on the clock. It's swung in, but it is cleared. Wagnerman is going to get there. Can we have a breakaway? Only time will tell. Wagnerman, has he run out of steam? No, he hasn't. He's crossed it in for Kudos. Kudos brings it down and whacks it off of the woodwork. Good counter-attack. Just need to see whether the goalkeeper, I think, is injured. Kobel. Crossed in. Kudos brings it down. Just too hard. And with 80 minutes near enough on the clock, making 2 more changes. Tammy Abraham's come off. He's had a poor day at the office. Ollie Watkins comes on to replace him. And Fabriano Parisi, he's not had a bad day. But Tarin Emerson coming on to replace him. And it's all over. We've snuck a 1-0 win, and 1-0's better than nothing. That terrific goal by Gerard Bowen on 42 minutes. Jean-Claire Todibo having a player of the match. one clear cut, one key pass he made, and there are other candidates there really as well, I would suggest. We had 9 shots, 5 on target, 1.01 and 48% of the possession. They had 6 shots, 2 on target and 52% of the possession. So with the second round of games completed, we'll have a look at the table in a minute. But this is how it looks. Aston Villa doing very well against Young Boys. A 3-0 win against them. 3-0 Celtic against Getafe, who we play, I think, next in the Champions League. Crvena Zvezda beating Bucharest by 3-1. Lazio beating Copenhagen 3-0. Liverpool beating AC Milan 2-1. That's a good result for Liverpool. Monaco 2, Galatasaray 2. Paris Saint-Germain keeping their good form going. They beat Benfica 2-1. Real Madrid 4, Porto 0. Red Bull Salzburg 3, Lyon 0. And this is today's results. Ajax beating Anderlecht by 1-0. Bayern Munich beating Sevilla 1-0. Feyenoord beating Sparta Prague 4-3. Lots of goals in that match, including 2 in added time by the looks of it. Inter beating Arsenal by 2-0. Arsenal off to a poor start in this Champions League. Manchester City beating Juventus by 2-0. That man Haaland again getting both goals. Manchester United losing to Barcelona 2-1. Unfortunate there. They were 2 goals down, but Anthony getting one back for them. Werder Bremen drawing 2-2 with Marseille. RB Leipzig losing to Bayer Leverkusen. And of course our 1-0 win over Dortmund. That's how today's results are gone. How does that look in the table then? 2 games played, and it's starting to pitch out a little bit. We are still in 5th. Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Aston Villa, Barcelona in front of us, all on slightly better goal difference. In fact, Barcelona have the same goal difference as us. Manchester City also have the same goal difference, so they're tucked in with us as well. Celtic and Lazio on 4 points, as are Bayer Leverkusen, Werder Bremen and Ajax, and then a group of teams on 3 points. And then Arsenal near the bottom at the moment, yet to put any points on the board. And I suggest if you get to a third game and haven't put any points on the board, you start to make life extremely difficult for yourself. Manchester United also yet to put any points on the board. It's going to get difficult if you don't do something about it. 3 days down to the game against Chelsea then at Stamford Bridge. We'll be back just ahead of that one with the team news. And in other news, before we come back slightly quickly. In other news, Lazia Samadic has a player of the month for September. 3 appearances, 3 goals, 3 assists, an 8.33 average rating. He was better than Sinistra and Bissouma, the other 2 players in there in 2nd and 3rd place. Goal of the month, Samadic's thumping a free kick from 24 metres was the second best goal of the month. Goal of the month was actually Nicholas Jackson for Chelsea, and we're about to see it. Gallagher through to Jackson. Jackson, oh, that was a good goal. Must have been about 40 odd yards out. It really looked a long way out. Does it say? It doesn't say. Just says struck from distance. I think you can probably say that was the best goal of the month. Ten Hag has won Manager of the Month. I was in 2nd place. Tony Mowbray of Sunderland in 3rd place. That's pretty much it. Nothing much to tell you. We'll be back ahead of the game then against Chelsea. And so we're down to match day. This match day against Chelsea, and we can have a look, as we've already checked this out. Played them 4 times this series, beaten them 3 times, drawn with them once. Some other games have been played. We're playing on Sunday. Saturday games have been played. Aston Villa beating Arsenal by 1-0. Arsenal's early season form suddenly going to pot. and they are in second place on 15 points. Aston Villa move up into third on 14 points. Newcastle, they beat Leicester by 3-1 to take up the lead on 16 points. But having said all that, Manchester City beating Norwich 5-0, so they suddenly hit a bit of form. I think was Haaland injured and he's come back, but they seem to be hitting a bit of form anyway, and suddenly picking it up. Where we're at is this: if we can beat Chelsea today, we will move up to finish this episode, potentially top of the table, because our goal difference is vastly superior to Newcastle. A draw wouldn't really be good enough. It will push us back into third, with Aston Villa breathing down our necks. But a win, I think, is what we're really after on today's scores. Early kickoff, Crystal Palace leading Bournemouth by 1-0. Bournemouth at rock bottom at the moment. We play in Chelsea, and Tottenham are playing Luton Town. So that's how it's going to be. We have, Chelsea have 3 players doubtful: Wesley Fofana, Mudryk, and Paez. Raul de Thomas is unregistered. Samadic is still out with fractured ribs, and Paqueta is doubtful with a tight groin. And here is the side that faces Chelsea in this Premier League Matchday 7 at Stamford Bridge. Mazzulia in goal, Parisi, Friedel, Todibo and Gomez on our defensive line. Shalaga, Upamecano and Ward-Prowse in midfield. Kudos sat behind Bowen and Abraham up front. And then on the bench we have Trubin, Zuma, Souček, Watkins, Wagnerman, Cajera, Paqueta, who picked up a bit of a knock in training, but he can play 45 minutes if we need him. Emerson and Archie Gray. I've just realised, and Ollie Watkins, we can pull him down and put him in there. Archie Gray and Emerson, that sorted that out. So that is the team that faces Chelsea. And here we are at Stamford Bridge. They've won 2 of their last 5, drawn 2, lost 1. They are playing a 4-3-3 today with a defensive midfielder. We won 4 of our last 5, drawn the other one, and playing our usual formation. We are in 4th on 13 points. Chelsea are 10th on 11 points. Gomez with a long throw, 20 minutes on the clock. Todibo back to Gomez. Gomez crosses it in, and it's all goalkeeper. Didn't really do anything spectacular with that. He just kept it out, and Chalobah getting rid of it. Gomez with another long throw, this time to Upamecano. Flicks it on. Upamecano back to Gomez. Ward-Prowse. Gomez twisting and turning there. Couldn't find a way through. Todibo has Friedel outside him. Friedel has Parisi over to his left. Parisi now. What's Parisi going to do? Going to try and get in. Nose cuts it back to Xavier. He's giving it away, but Parisi wins it. Ward-Prowse tried to teeing up his shot, but cut out, and Upamecano has a shot. And it's saved by Kepa. It's gone for a corner. Ward-Prowse with an in-swinger. Chips it into the near post. It's cleared. Headed back out by Bowen. Ward-Prowse is out there. Cuts it back for Upamecano, but it's a bit short. And no more highlights in that first half. And it's 0-0 half time. They've had 2 shots, 2 on target, 0.27, 44% of the possession. We've had 4 shots, 3 on target, but only 0.19 of the XG, 56% of the possession. It's pretty even, Stevens, as expected. But it lends itself to the fact that somebody could just sneak a 1-goal win here. Let's hope it's us. Ward-Prowse with a corner. It's an in-swing. It's swung in. It's headed clear. Todibo cuts it down. Bowen! And Bowen puts his 5th of the season away. And on the hour mark, we are in front. And is that going to be the goal that wins it? as I said, it's not going to take much, I don't think, but it was headed clear. Todibo heads it down to Bowen. Bowen hits it first time on the volley. And with 65 minutes on the clock, making two changes, Xavier Shalaga is off. Archie Gray comes on for him. And Tammy Abraham is off. Ollie Watkins on for Abraham. And with 76 minutes on the clock, making our final three changes, James Ward-Prowse has come off. We brought on Thomas Souček. We've also taken off Joe Gomez and brought on Wagnerman. Or had we already done that? I think we might have already done that. Mohamed Kudus, he has come off. Lucas Paqueta replaces him. No, we hadn't. Joe Gomez is off and Wagnerman on for him. They have a corner. Nkunku. And it's headed back across. And Mazzulli, all he could do was clear it away and defended well. It's gone out for a goal kick, I think. Chilwell with a throw in. Casido. And I think we might need to change our tactics. It's causing us problems. That's gone wide. Mazzulli watching it wide. And we have managed to get the win. It's just that one goal. And I said it would take one goal and one goal only. And it was Jarrard Bowen on the hour mark that got it. 9 shots, 5 on target, 0.56, 50% of the possession. We've not played well today. They've had 14 shots, 7 on target, 1.04 and 50% of the possession. They probably deserved at least a draw. But grinding out those results are just exactly what you need to win the title if you're not going to drive on and win every game by about 5 or 6-0. But a win is a win. And I think we'll go and check. But it should take us top of the table at the end of this episode. Well, it does indeed set us on top of the table at the end of the episode. So Crystal Palace beating Bournemouth 3-0. Bournemouth staying on the bottom. Tottenham and Luton still playing. Latest with them is 1-1. So that's not going to alter anything at the top of the table as it is. We are top on 16 points on goal difference from Newcastle, who are in second, also on 16. Arsenal third on 15. Then come Aston Villa and Crystal Palace, both on 14 points. Then Manchester United sixth on 13. Manchester City 7th on 12 points. Then come Leeds, Liverpool and Chelsea, all on 11 points in 8th, 9th and 10th respectively. Leicester, Luton and Bournemouth in that relegation zone as it currently stands. We're going to play Crystal Palace offline. Crystal Palace currently 5th in the table, not going badly themselves. Hopefully we can get a win to keep this run going. And then we will come back for a game against Getafe at the Coliseum, our first away game in the Champions League this season. Getafe are a Spanish club, I think. Yeah, play in La Liga. Currently 9th in that, expected to finish 9th. They are 9th. So they're not doing badly at all. And we'll play them in our first game of the next episode. And then we are away at Old Trafford to Manchester United, arch rivals Manchester United, who, yeah, we struggle against at the best of times, especially at Old Trafford. Not ever got a result at Old Trafford to date. So let's make this season the first, eh? Did beat them last time out, though. 2-1, Wagnerman and Paqueta, the scorers on that occasion. We had Zuma sent off. Which I think at the time I said maybe that's the way to beat them is with 10 men. Don't want that to happen again. Should I just say that before we go any further? Right, Getafe and Manchester United in the next episode. Then it'll be episode 55 of Irons in the Fire. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. Keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Irons in the Fire and our other series, bottom to the top, as they are released. Of course, you can leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the series, what you'd like to see me do next, etc., etc. New episodes of Irons in the Fire released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at JustOffsideFM. Hope to see you for the next episode then. It will be episode 55. It's out on Thursday. Until then, I wish you a very, very good rest of the week. Bye-bye.